Hey guys, welcome back to Bizarre Anime Vibes. I'm your host, Jofu, and I'm here with.
Drip Knight, nice to meet you.
And today we'll be talking about Ash and our general thoughts on the Pokemon anime. But before anything, we need to address last week's episode. There wasn't any. And a lot of this can be due to Drip Night, actually.
I was sick. It was Thanksgiving week. Mix them together. I was staying at home. I wasn't leaving the house.
He was also sick with our camera and microphone, which meant that nobody could get that from him until he was feeling better. So we weren't able to record one last week. I'm sorry about that. But hopefully, you guys are ready to watch this one, and we'll make it up for how good this one will be.
Oh yeah, expect our top quality in this episode.
Anything you want to say before we start?
Well, you already saw the title. You already saw the thumbnail, most likely. This is going to be purely based off the Pokemon anime, which sure the anime compared to the games isn't as a big representation, but the anime, let's just say, I think has done their best work.
All right. So before anything, guys, don't forget to colossal smash that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest podcasts on anime unboxings. You know the gist. So without further ado, let's hop into it. I think we can't do a Pokemon anime discussion without talking about Ash versus Leon and how amazing that was.
This blew my mind when watching. He can
Absolutely,
vouch.
absolutely insane. I watched his reaction for it for the first time, and he was literally like on the floor, jaw like he was going crazy.
If you have watched it, do not lie when you say the first, like, I want to say the first half, you went like, wow, this is amazing. Journey's quality can't get better than this.
Wait, are you talking about Ash versus Leon or
Ash vs. Leon.
the
Ash
whole
vs.
all four episodes?
Final episode.
There you go.
Final episode. First half of that. You thought, wow. I mean, technically, that can also count for the battle, too.
That's what I'm
Because,
saying. Are you talking about the battle or are you talking about the final episode? Because
okay,
we could do that's two
alright.
different things we need to
You know
discuss.
what? We'll save the final episode
Let's talk about the
for,
start.
yeah.
Also, obviously, this goes without saying, spoilers for Pokemon Journeys Ash versus Leon, the last like 4 or 5 episodes that's happened.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't seen that, I recommend watching that before this because it's that good of a fight.
All four episodes. It's an enjoyment and experience
Yep.
you'll enjoy.
So first things first, the actual first episode, it was Gengar versus Inteleon. I think that was basically the main attraction of the fight. G-Max, Gengar versus Inteleon. I think.
Wait, what happened to Ash? Didn't Pikachu run Cinderace also?
Oh yeah, but that was I'm saying. G-Max, Gengar, Inteleon was the focus point of the episode.
Sure, but we can't go that like
Yeah,
the
no,
Cinderace was there to like show that Leon.
I was gonna mention that how Inteleon versus Gengar, Inteleon it was great to see the anime, even though they were bringing back two Pokemon that Go used, being Inteleon and Cinderace. They had them in very unique ways. Inteleon looked very cool and was like dual wielding, which is something we haven't seen from Inteleon in the anime or in general. So that was really cool to show how Leon is above every other trainer, and his Cinderace having the hidden ability Libero was also just that blew my mind because I wasn't expecting them to go with hidden ability Cinderace, but it was great because it separated what we knew about Cinderace and Inteleon from the anime before. So and Leon Cinderace and Inteleon to make him unique.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I didn't understand what's going on. I saw pretty colors. I saw that he was immune to lightning.
Hmm.
Then, of course, my resident Pokemon friend here explained everything to me, and it all made sense.
Yeah.
So it took a minute, but it all made
Hmm.
sense.
I just thought it was very unique to show a hidden ability, Libero Cinderace specifically, to show that Leon had won a counter to Ash's Pikachu, and just in general that Cinderace, like you just didn't expect that. I remember when it was first revealed what Leon's final team was for the fight. When there were Cinderace and Town, a lot of people were mad there wasn't like Rhyperior, there wasn't like all these other Monty-uses in the game, and they're like, oh, why are they going with starters? It's just Go's Pokemon. But I remember after that first episode, everyone was satisfied with Cinderace and Talon because they made them feel unique and not just oh, we're just inserting Pokemon that we've already have the animation budget and everything. They felt like their own Pokemon, even though they were literally the same ones that Go uses as his main two.
Oh yeah, Leon up till now has just been a dominating not voice, but force that you do not want to mess with.
A
Of
lot.
all the champions,
Diantha. I don't know what Leon has against Kalos, but he's wiped out Alon and then Diantha, and like he clearly has some beef with them. I mean, it's Galar versus Kalos, France versus UK. So
I mean, look, that can stay in the soccer field. Don't bring that to my anime. Come on, like Alon.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for you.
that's we're not gonna talk about it alone. That's a tragedy that isn't about us or
Yeah,
about the.
that trended for weeks, probably
But
for how sad. But
yeah,
back to where we are
back to
now.
Leon, and then moving past that, there was Mr. Orion. Like we could go on about each individual Pokemon, but the point was, since it was 4 episodes, they were able to flesh out every one of Leon and Ash's Pokemon to feel like they had character and motivation for this fight and unique strategies that they all had. Like when from Mr. Rhyme using Psychic Terrain and sliding around to Dragapult using Dragon Tail to keep switching Ash's Pokemon to Mega Lucario, what is it called? Or no, Gengar's Curse Body to Mega Lucario being the one to beat Mr. Rhyme despite taking lots of damage, and also the fact that Mega Lucario went down super early, which was like a twist. It reminded me a lot of the Alola League where Ash's Lycanroc was the one that won him the league against Gladion, but then when in the final fight against Kukui, it was one of the first ones to go down, even though Lycanroc was supposed to be Ash's ace, like Lucario was deemed Journey's aces.
Well, well, granted, I never watched Sun and Moon, so it
Mhm.
would make sense. I never thought about that. But the first thing that came to mind was like, I just heard the sound effect of the Mega Evolution not,
When it
going
disappeared.
away, and it gave me PTSD. It was like, wow, Lon, you too. You both can relate to something. Mega Evolution's going down.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
I mean, the thing I liked about it though was it didn't feel like, oh, they're just getting rid of Lucario for the sake of Lucario. It's like it felt like an actual makes
Like, the
sense.
car took damage.
Yeah, with the Thunderbolt paralyzation to Flamethrower to what triple axle getting hit twice back to back. Like it felt like Lucario going down made sense and it didn't take away from him beating Cynthia's Garchomp, you know? But yeah, moving past that, then there's Dragonite, Rillaboom, Dracovish. Surfetch was the only one that felt like he kind of took an L. But even then, Surfetch's role wasn't to win. It felt like in this fight, it was support for Dracovish and Lucario.
I mean, he got rid of Stealth Rocks.
No, that was Cynthia.
Wait, there was the one. Did he not throw his shield? Oh, he threw his shield in
And then
the.
Rillaboom caught it and sent it right back.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Surfetch didn't is the only one of Ash's Pokemon against Leon to not get a single win.
oh, but
Dracovish, yeah, took
Dracovish.
down no, each one took down one Pokemon except Pikachu took down two. Gengar beat Inteleon.
But this is where Dracovish also showed the new ability.
Oh yeah, they never explained that. I don't want to talk about it. That pissed me off. But
Okay.
the only two issues I had with the fight was that because I'm like, I mean, I didn't have an issue with that in particular. It just was never explained, which felt really weird. But the only issue I had with the actual fight was how quick Cinderace went down. He should have missed a high jump kick against Dracovish, or he should have taken a Fishious Rend or something to where Pikachu one-shotting Cinderace made more sense. I'm sorry, but no. Also, it was literally the Pokemon Leon used to counter Pikachu in the first round. Why didn't he just use Max Quake round one?
And then he would have
And
been.
then he would have been immune. And then but like,
It's like
anime's got anime.
so Leon basically lost all his brain cells the second that the Eternatus showed up.
We know why. They just wanted to get to like at Pikachu versus Charizard, which trust me, anything to get to that, I'm down for. Like Leon versus Ash could have started with like them going like the Draco or like after Gengar and Inteleon went down, the referee just walks in walks in the battle is like, you know what? We don't got time. There's actually something going on. Send out your aces and just wrap this up. And we got that animation. I would have been okay with that. Hell,
It would have been hilarious if Eternatus just
no,
took down
no,
Cinderace.
you know what? Screw it. I would have been okay with like the animators just editing in them, like just recording a video. Like, hey guys, I know you guys were very excited for Ash versus Leon, but we actually ran out of budget,
The meta
so
jokes.
we're just gonna show you Pikachu versus Charizard. That's what you all came for. Enjoy. I would be like, woo, woo, like, who cares? I'm sorry, but like, we can say Ash versus Leon was good, but what we're really talking about is Pikachu versus Charizard because that like the fight was fine, it was great, but Pikachu versus Charizard is where it's at. Let's be honest here.
I can't deny. Yeah, facts.
That's
Fact.
what, like we're trying to like break down the Pikachu versus Charizard made the fight.
Okay, debatable on that one. Debatable. I say debatable because
You bet.
other journey fights we had until then. It was so refreshing to see all the beginning fights. We thought that was amazing. Come on, you cannot
Again,
deny.
I'm not saying it wasn't bad.
But like, it was a better quality than the ones we. Okay,
It
except for like
because it was
Pikachu.
4 episodes.
Okay, except for Pikachu versus Metagross, the Metagross one. That one was like it looked amazing. But
Again, we're here talking about Pikachu versus Charizard. So the animation, if you haven't seen it, go watch it because that's honest. I can say this confidently. That's easily one of the best animated anythings I've ever seen.
all right, Demon Slayer, eat your heart out. You
Go off, I
you can find
guess.
me at Drip Night.
All right, but point is, Pikachu vs. Charizard was insane. The animation to everything to when Pikachu got knocked out the first time, and then he sees everyone from Butterfree to Pidgeot to even Prime Larvitar was in there. Like me personally, the only mon I wish they added that wasn't there was the Haunter Ash used back in OG to beat Sabrina because it was with him
But
for 3 episodes.
but did you only show the Pokemon that you caught in
They
the
showed
Pokemon League?
Larvitar and Solgaleo. He never caught them; he just befriended them,
Oh,
which is why I'm like Haunter would have made a lot of sense because he befriended it and he won a gym badge because of Haunter. So that's just me, but like also he has a Gengar now, so my point is I just wish they added the Haunter, but I'm not saying that scene wasn't. It was still like
it was
amazing
perfect. Well,
missing
okay,
Haunter, but
except
like it was closest thing to perfect that we were probably getting. It was more than I was ever expecting to get from the anime.
let me just add a little PNG of Haunter in there, and then
I never expected Primeape to show up or ever again or
Verge.
Larvitar to get even mentioned. Ambipom, like I thought these Pokemon were just ran off to die, but they were there and like it made that scene so much more impactful. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Also, we can't talk about like the music.
Oh, the OG Pokemon OG Japanese Pokemon theme. I don't know what they put in that song, but like it hits different like in that moment.
It really does make me actually personally made me wonder when the dub eventually catches up.
If they do, I want to be like my
The
body
this
my soul is leaving my body.
it's going. I know when that comes out, it's gonna probably further. It's gonna be like either now, if you're watching this, probably already came out. Or if it didn't come out, whoo!
Imagine they just ruin it and just put like the most basic lowest over it.
Imagine they put
Like
Journey's opening, the
they,
English Journey's opening.
the journey starts again.
You
Oh no, we're
one
gonna get
job.
copyright over that. Oh, we sang the song. Whoa. Point is, if you haven't seen the fight, it's beautiful. Ash versus Leon is great, but like Pikachu versus Charizard is totally worth it. Like the whole arc, the PWT tournament arc is like horrible in terms of animation for the most part, but like it was made up for in that last thing, which is very hard to do, especially for like in my opinion, to like have one moment carry a whole scene. But after what 1,200 episodes of watching Ash struggle, seeing him finally win was worth it, especially with how they did it.
I personally say Ash versus Leon is probably my definitely my top five Ash fights.
Oh, it's top three for me. The only ones that I think can even compare are Paul and Kukui.
Cool. Ooh,
I think actually no, the only ones I think that can compare that I forgot there was also the Gary one, uh, and Alon or Sawyer. Like it's top five for sure. But me, I think those are in like the same tier. But the best, I think this is the best Pokemon fight. Maybe Paul is the only one, and Kukui is what I'm saying. So top three for me.
I like Paul just because of the story.
No, for
But
sure.
for
But
Leon,
I
like
like it because this is just a me thing. It was very competitive focused. They were using abilities. The moves were working the same way they do in the actual games. The Dragon Tail switching you out. Thunderbolt having that 10% chance to paralyze. Like everything was down to how
it would
the
work
games
in the
would have
game.
exactly. Except going for
Cinderace.
yeah. Like why would you never? I mean, it worked the way it was supposed to. Like the only thing was, what is it? Rillaboom using uh drum beating and like it turned into basically frenzy plant. But like
Oh, and it countered a
yeah,
dragon.
like besides that, but like the
There,
again
of course, it's anime logic,
anime
everything
logic,
in
yeah. But
there.
it was still very competitive
It was down to earth,
focused.
like it was realistic
It
to an
was you
extent.
taking abilities into account. Like Cinderace had Libero, Gengar had Curse Body activate. What was the other ones? Uh, there was more, right?
Probably there was more. I just can't think of
I
any.
can't think of any right now. But like even just those two was more than I was expecting to get in the anime.
And also, kind of want to mention, Ash. This is the best I've ever seen Ash.
Oh
I
yeah, I
say this is
mean
the most cleverest Ash. This was like
when he grinned with the Curse Body Gengar, I know you were like,
this is the Ash I needed to
this
see.
is a champion level Ash. I could see.
They're
Going
both
back
champion level.
and watching back like the first season of Pokemon and seeing Ash now is complete 180. But yeah, speaking of Ash,
This is nothing compared to Ash in Black and White. That
oh,
Ash
but that's
was.
not canon. But yeah, to go off of Ash finally beating Leon, just overall Ash winning, I think it was deserved. Like you were saying, this is the cleverest we've ever seen Ash. I think Ash pulled out strategies Like even against Cynthia, I mean, he was doing counter shield this whole arc. He was just using everything he learned. You could say like when Charizard versus Pikachu and he was using Ancient Power, Pikachu was using Draco Meteor Climb or whatever he did back in Kalos against Grant's Tyrant.
I think he used it against Sawyer like the trees.
Yeah,
I
and
think he used
he
that.
did it again there. Like he used his strategies over what is it, 25 years we've seen. He pulled out multiple of them to do this, and like even Leon stole one, which like felt great, like with the Inteleon counter
They
pick.
actually made the world feel more realistic. Like Leon's an actual character. Like
Yeah,
that man wants to be the best and the champion.
yeah, and it also was great because yeah, we had Dawn and was it Chloe or whatever her name is, Koharu watching Ash and cheering him on. But then on Leon's side, there was also Hop and Sonya cheering Leon on, and it felt like he was a real character, and it wasn't just Ash versus character who has no one backing him up. It was
Yeah,
Ash
like
versus another character,
yeah, I didn't feel like Leon was just created just to oppose Ash. Like if you ever
Tobias.
watch. To...
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
By the way, just to say this real quick, how Leon did Alon was how they should have treated a character like Tobias. Not like in terms of how he was defeated, but I mean just Alon in general. Ash and Alon didn't have any interaction except a few nod and like one sentence to each other. That is not how you treat a guy who also helped you save the world together. That's how you treat a guy who sweeped you with his two legendaries.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like that's again, I don't even
But
want.
Tobias did never come
I
back.
don't even.
It's
Tobias was not a real character, and I never want to mention Alon again in this podcast because, yeah, I think Ash deserved this win. His team was legendary. People were like, "Oh, where's Greninja? Where's Infernape? Where's Sceptile?"
yeah, they're cheering him on.
Yeah, and I mean,
They made reference to him.
there's a reason why they never won a league, and this team did. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, you could always say one Pokemon's better than the other,
And
but hey,
if if it helps, you can always say that they did train this team a bit.
that's
So
true.
technically, they were like in this with Charizard and the fire types teaching Gengar Will-O-Wisp, etc., etc.
All right, the build up to this, I think the build up to whole this whole league. I
It was
think
really good.
the Journeys team. I think this is their best work.
Oh
What
yeah,
they've
for sure.
produced, of course.
But yeah. Anyway, moving past like this whole Astro Zone because we've been talking about this for a hot minute. What's next? Like
That's true. Ash is currently now reaches dreams. Like I want to
he
be the
well
very best.
well actually like no one ever was, but yes, he did that. But here's the thing: earlier in the Journey series, Leon or not Leon, Go asked Ash, it's like, hey, so you want to be a Pokemon Master, right? And Ash was like, yeah. He's like, so what does that mean specifically? Does that mean like just becoming the Pokemon World Champion? And he was like, no, it's more than that. I don't really know how to explain it, but there's more I want to do after that. Which means that Ash is not a Pokemon Masters in his eye.
Even after he wins.
I mean, he's the best battler, but he said that there's more to it than just being the best battler.
Well, if you do listen to the song, you gotta catch them all. So
Well,
maybe
that's what Go
Ash
was
might.
implemented for, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But my thing is, where we are right now, this is recorded after the Project Mew arc just finished. There's one episode left in the anime. We already got teases for a Gen 8 anime with Coco and Sprigatito showing up at the end of the last two episodes. Obviously, next week we're probably going to get Quaxley, um, which means that we're probably going to get a Paldea anime, even though nothing has been officially announced yet. My only thing is, will Ash still be the main character? Um, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are it's gonna be tough to write if Ash is the main character. It's gonna be tough to write him. You know, like if he still has his Pikachu, and if you bring him to a new territory and his Pikachu isn't like one-shotting everything,
Yeah.
it's gonna feel like what just happened. Ash has gotten dumber.
Mhm. So for me, I think there is a way they could implement this. And it is, and even though I don't want this, Pokemon Journeys 2. Why end Journeys? Keep it going with
But
Go
didn't they already title this one, the current one, Ultimate Journey?
in the dub. I'm talking about in the
Uh,
actual like Japanese. That's the dub's team. That's the dub's problem. But in the
how are they gonna
Japanese,
go above
it's just
Ultimate?
called Pokemon Journey still. So what I'm saying is, they could. It doesn't have to be literally called Pokemon Journeys 2, or it could be Pokemon Event. They could do so many different things. Is my thing, but it's just a continuation of Journeys. Ash, Go, and Chloe. So, and the reason I say this is because Go's dream is to catch them all and make his way to Mew. Technically, he did that in this set, but he still needs to catch them all. He's not. He's nowhere near done for that. But then it's like, how do you implement Ash? I think it's the character. What's her name? Nimona or something. The new rival in Scarlet and Violet. She is said to be a champion level trainer when you first meet her. She is like considered one of the champions of the region and in terms of strength, etc., etc. Who better to be a rival to Ash or like a traveling companion than a person who is considered a champion level?
So we have a new MC, but Ash is still there, or Ash
Or
will
Ash
still
is the
be the
MC
MC.
and his rival is Nimona, a character who is canonically on this champion level.
Mm.
So Ash's rival is still giving him a test, and it would be somewhat believable, especially if he goes there and like the first thing he fights is Nimona, and she terrestrializes a Pokemon to a ground type to beat his Pikachu. His Pikachu is strong, but like it only has Quick Attack and Iron Tail to hit anything that isn't a ground type, or to hit anything that is a ground type. Sorry.
That is true,
So
yeah.
I'm saying him getting like smoked by terrestrialization, I can believe that.
And then he'll like open his eyes, like, oh wow, I have so much more
Yeah,
I still want to
but
learn.
even past that, they don't have to do. He doesn't have to be a gym battler. Remember, in Scarlet and Violet, there's three options. There's the Titan Pokemon, the gym leaders, or the take on Team Scarlet bosses, or the Team Star bosses.
I mean, yeah,
Why can't he just? Why doesn't Go take down the? Why doesn't like Go do this? Chloe does this, and Ash does the other one. Ash could take down Titan Pokemon, Pokemon that are said to be legendary
I
levels
like
of
I
strength.
didn't like Chloe that much.
Don't want to get into that because that's whole topic. I'll tell you later, but that's a whole conversation.
Well, if you
The
like her though, no
the
hate to
whole
you.
she just didn't have character. That's all it really is, as well as other characters. She was on and off in terms of how they treated her.
But with I guess with Ash going to the new seat,
Yeah, we don't
going
know if she'll
in.
continue. But I was gonna say, I think they can make it work with Ash still being there. It's just gonna be very hard to make it work.
But if they wrote a new slate, that's gonna be equally as tough.
I think they bring in another MC. Like right now, it's Ash and Go. If they bring another one, it could be hell. It could be Ash training someone to be the next, like in his gym, and Ash is like the new Brock or Silent.
I still wish they did like a time skip.
Yeah, they could. They could do that. We don't know.
But didn't they already show?
They show nothing except the little teaser with Team Rocket and Paldea.
Hmm.
But even then, they could be like that could just be teasers for the anime and not actually part of it.
I do like that we can theorize, and I think we're
It's
we're maybe close to the mark with at least
I mean,
Journeys 2.
they haven't even confirmed the next anime. Honestly, my perfect world, they don't do a new anime and instead they just start animating the Pokemon Adventures manga because that deserves an anime because it's easily the best Pokemon media we've ever gotten. But that's just me. But yeah, that's my hope for the future. I just want to. I would just prefer they just stop this and do the Pokemon Adventures and animate that because they change the MC every time while continuing the same story, like JoJo. The old MC can show up and play a part, but it's one story with a different MC for each region.
I can live with that, and
It's
also
really good.
it really does feel like Ash has run its course.
I mean, he's champion. That's why I'm saying, like, after that whole like montage with all his Pokemon cheering him on, seeing literally every one of his rivals, him becoming the world champion. If this is where they wanted to end his character, I think that would be fine. They did what they need to do. You see him slowly progress over the years from what top 16 in Indigo League to top 16 Johto League to top 8 I think Hoenn, top 4 Sinnoh, top 8 or 16 Unova, we don't count that. Top 2 at Kalos region to winning the Alola region to becoming the world champion in Gen 8. I believe it. Like you look at over like yes it took over 1,000 years but you see
Of
his
1,000
progression.
years.
1,000 years. It's been 10,000. But it's what is it called? You see his progression over the regions. He keeps competing over these years. Somehow he's still 10, but he keeps competing, and he's getting slowly better and better, except for Unova, but that's not canon. And eventually he gets to where he is now, which is champion, and it makes sense if you look at it timeline wise. So I think they could just wrap it up here with Ash and give us a new MC. Hopefully not Go, but a new MC and or just do the Pokemon Adventures manga because that deserves more of an anime than anything Pokemon has ever done.
I mean, as someone who's never really read the manga,
Read it. It's so good. It's the literally the best Pokemon media we've ever gotten.
I'm not against having that Pokemon Adventure. I'm not against. Wait, okay. Question for the Pokemon Adventure.
Yeah,
Are they already in Paldea? Or
they do one each with the games. Yes,
okay,
I don't know if it's out yet, but it's coming out soon. But
so
I'm saying just scrap it and just start from the very start. That gives you time.
yeah,
That could cover this what next 4 years? What is it? How many chapters? There's like they could honestly do this for the next few years. Just do the Pokemon Adventure manga, seasonal, take your time with it. Maybe by the time we're in Gen 10, and then that's going to be crazy to say Gen 10, but we're in Gen 10, and what happens is that's when they're finally caught up with where it is, and then they figure out from there. But that's a good, what, 6, 7 years of anime content right there. You don't need Ash. Ash is great. He's run his course, though. Like, if they continue Ash from here, it's going to be hard to write his character right because they literally put it in a spot where they could end it and never touch him and everyone would be satisfied. But yeah, overall, I would prefer the anime cut it with Ash. Like I love Ash as a character, especially after Journeys and seeing his progression. But I love that he did it now, and his character I think is fine. And they can just call it here, give us a new MC, or like I said, do the Pokemon Adventures manga because that would be 10 times better. Thoughts?
I I really want the Pokemon anime to succeed, and I want them to do their best
Mhm.
work. At the same time, though, like when you have an MC that has fulfilled its course, it's just gonna become like the next Family
Mhm.
Guy, the next SpongeBob. Like,
What we don't want is Boruto
yes,
because Naruto. I mean, he got his dream. He was done. Why keep going? And then they did. And well, how do you guys feel about Boruto? That should answer your question. But like, look at like when One Piece is done, when it's over, they do a side series. Then it's like I don't know.
you know, 1,000%. One Piece did a side series, it would bang.
It would yes, it would because if it's written by Oda because Oda's just built different. But I'm saying if they did like Luffy became Pirate King, and then they do One Piece futures, and it's like Luffy like for the next like 5 years later is like what he's doing with his life. It's like yeah, people will read that, but it's like why? If One Piece ends with Luffy Pirate King and all that, why continue the story after that? You know?
I would read it.
Yeah, I would read it
Yeah.
too, but I'm saying it's like you don't need to. And it's risky because you're taking away if like for example a perfect ending.
Mhm.
What's a great ending for an anime?
The MC accomplishing their
No, I'm saying
goal.
what's an anime you think that has a perfect ending?
Full
That's
Metal
what I'm thinking.
Alchemist.
Okay, what if they just created it after? They kept going with it because you know what I mean?
Mm,
Or with JoJo, if like after I mean JoJo's still going, so I actually can't use that as an example.
you tried. Fairy Tail? Hey, you know what? All the theories today, we could be right, we could be wrong. I
Mhm.
hope this ages well.
We just gotta wait for like what 2 3 weeks and we'll call it.
But if you're watching this in the future, tell us if we did it right. So if
Yeah,
you're watching this in the present and you think that we're on the right
and you
course,
see, oh yeah, let us know if you see it, episode right, if you're watching it now and you see in the future, come back to this and just tell us how you guys were right, how you guys were wrong, anything like that. Yeah, we predicted the Pokemon anime. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. But before anything, don't forget to colossal smash that like button and say subscribe. And without further ado, I think that's gonna be it. You guys stay safe.